What's up, everyone? So, as you know, or some of you may know, I'm a huge sports fan. I have been my whole life, and I've been very struck by the death of Kobe Bryant. He's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I'm not usually someone that gets that down or ever really down at all when famous people die. Honestly, this one's hit me harder than like the death of people I know. It's been really surreal. I don't understand why. I'm like it's not like I've been like so like in a terrible place, but the amount like I've cried and like the impact it's had on me has been so high. But I'm not going to go into that. In honor of Kobe, I'm going to look at his birth chart. And this is not right. One second. It's so there's a lot of things about Kobe Bryant, if you know, and this is just for anyone, not even just sports fans. This is just for anyone interested in astrology. I'm gonna start. I really like doing these celebrity charts, and Kobe's one of those rare, or it's not rare, but he's one of those people who we actually know his exact birth time. So we can, a lot of celebrities, you're not knowing the birth time, so you just put 12 p.m., which means you don't know the ascendant, you don't know a lot. So you can actually know the whole. We know that he's born at 5 p.m. Maybe it wasn't exactly that, but around 5 p.m. is all we need to know. So, crazy thing about Kobe is when you see Kobe, at least when I see Kobe, I think of either like fire because of all that just ridiculous competitiveness. He's known as like one of the hardest working athletes ever, or Scorpio. Scorpio is kind of like one thing that I could see, but I really thought like maybe like a Sagittarius with just a lot of, but also with some water. And the crazy thing about Kobe is that he is the first person I've ever seen that has all three earth signs as his big three. So his rising is Capricorn, his sun is Virgo, right on the cusp with Leo, 0 degrees Virgo, and his moon is Taurus. So what's really interesting about that is that Kobe was known for just being the most like the way he worked, the way he like his process towards perfecting his game was very synonymous, very similar to what I think of when I think of Earth, the element of Earth. Earth element is so good at doing things on a step by step basis. It's very patient. It's very able to achieve over the long run. So when you have Capricorn rising, already you're coming off with that sense of legitimacy. Kobe was drafted. I mean, I know a lot of my followers aren't sports fans, but he was one of the youngest players in the NBA. Like before coming out of high school, most players still today, but like more and more players are coming straight from high school to the NBA. Actually, they changed the laws about that, but he was one of the one of the first big players to come straight from the NBA. I think he was like 17 or something or 18 when he first came to the NBA. So he's really young, but the Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn is like known as a sign of the old one. It's like it gives respect. So when you have Capricorn rising, you have like respect that's instantly given to you. You seem like if you were a business person and you were looking to hire someone, the person with a Capricorn ascendant would have the natural edge just because of how they handle themselves, regardless of what their true abilities were. It just makes someone very hardworking, very pragmatic, very dedicated. So then when you add a Taurus moon is the other earth sign. It is very good at working with his hands and just in general, just it's stubborn as hell. Kobe, you can just tell he was a stubborn ass guy. Like it's his way or the highway, and having that as his moon sign just makes complete sense. And I also think of Taurus as very step by step, pragmatic. He's doing the physical because Earth is the physical, right? The physical labor it takes, and he's understanding, mapping out over the long term, building the foundations, which is Capricorn, and really using that Taurus moon. But the biggest thing, and what's so surprising, is the fact that Kobe's sun is in Virgo, and it's on the cusp of Leo. Not everyone believes in cusps. I do because I've seen it work in my life and my chart and many other people's. I mainly believe in cusps and sun signs, and I don't know why. It's just what I've seen. That cusp and sun signs are the only things that I've really noticed. I haven't really seen it work as well with moons, which is so weird, but still TBD. But yeah, so Virgo sun, of course, that works perfect with Kobe and with Saturn conjunct his sun. So Saturn gives hard work. Saturn gives long term. Virgo is all about details, lists, like making sure you keep like working hard and meticulously. So it's it's known to be obsessive. Kobe was the most obsessive athlete. He was so obsessed with every little aspect of his game. He was the biggest perfectionist ever. And the sign of Virgo is known to be a sign of perfectionism, right? People that have Virgo, obviously there's a million different types of Virgos. If you have like a Pisces moon or something, it's gonna be a lot different than Kobe's chart, but Kobe has all earth in his big three. So he's a perfectionist and he accepts nothing but the best of himself. And then the fact that Saturn is on his sun means that it wasn't always easy for him and that he had to really come through a lot of boundaries earlier in life. And the Saturn on your sun is actually, when it's in Virgo, is a very, very good placement because Saturn gives hard work, it gives discipline, it gives a lot of seriousness. He's a very serious person. And yeah, Kobe showed a sign of himself where he was able to let go, and I think that's really shown by the fact that he had his Venus and his Mars in Libra, having Venus in Libra on the midheaven. So on the public, which is his midheaven is Scorpio. So when I say that I saw him as more of a fire Scorpio type, that's because often, like for example, like my midheaven is Taurus, and I've had a lot of people, like I have no Earth in my chart, but like I've had numerous people tell me that they perceive me as Taurus, and really what your midheaven is often what you're perceived through social media, through like people who don't know you, through like the whole world, right? Social media. So if you're a public personality, it would be like how people perceive you through TV, and so that's kind of how I saw Kobe. But I think the fact that he had such a strong Venus placement exalted in Libra and on the midheaven, where that would give him fame. I think that's really why he was able to have so much grace in his interviews, and why one reason why he was so loved by the people of the entire world. Also, a very charming, very, very what's the word? Someone with a lot of charisma. And then the Mars there too. That's just having those two in the same sign, with Pluto in between is just that speaks to his, like, if you're a basketball fan, just like he just had played with so much style and so much grace. A lot of people said it was like poetry in motion the way he played. Actually, my grandma said that, who was not a sports fan at all. So yeah, that's like a real basic breakdown. Let me just I haven't looked at this. Let me just see if there's any big aspects. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, like I said, it's very unfortunate that this happened, especially the death of his daughter too, who is wanting to become just like him. Yeah, so he's just got a lot going on, and yeah, of course Pluto on that Venus on the midheaven is just going to exalt him and make him just more of a public image, more so loved by the public. Even, and to be honest, I probably should, but I don't know exactly what happened with the whole sexual allegation thing. I just I think there was a time in my life where I wasn't as close to basketball or whatever. But it's interesting that with the Venus in that position, that because I saw some post on Facebook today showing saying there was a bunch of proof that this happened and all that. I just haven't even really known about it, or I don't know, I've just heard so many different counts. But it would make sense that someone with such a strong Venus, and who's such a symbol of what he was to the city of Los Angeles and to the whole sports world, I'm not going to say would get away with it, but would be more likely to still, because his Venus is on the midheaven, to still keep somewhat of a positive public image, even it would allow him to get away with something more than the next. And that's just astrology. And a lot more to his chart, but I just wanted to put all that out there, and for anyone interested in Kobe and just how astrology can really show everything. Anyways, thanks so much. Bye bye. R.I.P. Kobe and all the people on the plane.